my name is Kay. I'm a poet and a writer, and on this channel I do reactions to K-pop videos. Specifically, I like to do lyric reactions and breakdowns. It is June now, which means all month I'm going to be doing reactions to BTS videos because this time last year was when I first took my baby steps into the world of K-pop, and it all started with BTS. And so for their debut month, I'm going to be doing BTS songs all month. I know that those are some of the least watched videos on my channel. I recognize that, but this is for me, not for numbers. I have a lot of plans for videos I want to do. There are so many lyrics that I really love, and of course leave suggestions for what you think are the best BTS lyrics, and I'll be sure to do those as well. But we're also going to be doing some solo work. I'm really excited. I have a lot planned. And I do recognize that there have been like books written on how good BTS's lyrics are and the meanings behind them, and people have brought a lot of nuanced opinions to the party already. Like, I know I keep referencing DK TV and people keep bringing them up because they do phenomenal breakdowns of the lyrics and like the relevance within Korean culture and what we're missing from the translations of the Korean language. However, I still love BTS and I still want to do this. So hopefully I'll be able to bring something new from a poetic side, but we'll see. Either way, I just want to really enjoy some great BTS music with you. So today we're going to be doing Fire, and I'm super excited. Let's just go ahead and jump on in and yeah, 부터르네! Do you just like how they're listening to like a cassette version of their own song? I don't know, I think it's so cute. This is one of their most hype songs, I must say. Like, as soon as you start getting into the fires, it's like, yes, headbanging along, party in the car. Okay, we're getting into the lyrics now, so here we go. They're describing a drunkard. They're like, you know, life sucks. I'm just drinking and being a nobody and kind of a putz. And it's interesting to start off with that being like the beginning image is like someone who is a drunkard, just stumbling in the streets, just nobody getting out of bed. Very interesting. Live your life, it's yours anyway. And that's, of course, the core message of the entire song. And I think Jin had mentioned that this was the song that like changed his perspective on the world from that idea. Well, we'll get into it more later. We'll get into it once we get into his part. Arms like, just burn it up, like we're gonna burn everything down. Hey, turn it up till dawn passes, like let's party all night. But once Hobie comes over, we can just ride with the wave because we're young. Like, we can do a party all night because we're young. We got the energy. We're gonna bounce back. And then what kind of spoon are you talking to me like that? And that's a concept that's come up a lot. Bop say, I haven't done it yet, but DKDK TV has. And what they're talking about is like a silver spoon. Someone born with a silver spoon in their mouth. And this is a concept that comes up many times, especially in their older songs, where they're really criticizing, like, boomers. They're essentially criticizing boomers. Like, you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Who are you to criticize my generation who you screwed over? That's a common theme in their songs, especially like around this era. They all grew up as millennials too. I grew up as a millennial, like constantly we were told to have certain expectations, and then as we hit those landmarks, the economy kept crashing every freaking time, or the goalpost would be moved. We were told, you know, boomers would eventually start retiring, the retirement age moved. Economy has crashed so many times in my lifetime. Yeah, it's kind of sucked to be of the generation where everything is like just within reach when it's suddenly taken away. What kind of spoon are you talking to me like that? Like, wasn't your life so good? Why are you looking down on me who doesn't have it the same way? And don't call me a spoon, I'm just a human. And I think this could go both ways. And you know, it could be you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth and I'm just a human, or I was born with a rusty spoon in my mouth and I'm just human. Or they could be saying, so what to you? So saying that you're just human, that you're a spoon. I'm sure that there is a Korean phrase that is like very specific in this. I think the intention is probably about the same way. Like, who are you to talk to me about how I am and what I'm doing? Like, we're not the same. I'm just human. I'm just a person. I'm just doing my best. Live your life, it's yours anyway, coming up again. And don't try too hard. It's okay to be a loser. And I love that that's a message. Like, you don't have to just struggle your whole life. You don't have to try and like be somebody. Like, you can just be a loser, or you can be what other people think of as a loser. Like, you can live your life the way you want to. You can find happiness your way if you want. And okay, so Jin has talked about how this idea really changed him a lot. That this was the era where he decided he wasn't going to put on a persona anymore, and he was just going to be himself from here on out. And for Jin, that's, you know, very funny, very lighthearted, very joking. We talk about him being like the fake maknae, like he acts like he's the youngest, but he's decided that this is the life he wants to live. He wants to be happy and find joy in things, and to not work when he's not working. Which is something a lot of people could learn from, like to be able to turn it off. And Jin has learned to turn it off. Rest time is for rest. There's nothing you need to like hustle or work at. He's very opposite from Suga in that way, who like just wants to be working, enjoys that. But before, around here, like you watch older videos of BTS and Jin was expected to be the Ice Prince. He was the only member who was chosen only for his visuals. They're not shy about the fact that when he came into the group, he didn't have other talents to contribute. He was there to be pretty. That's what he was hired for. Those were the skills he had. And he has obviously worked so hard. He's a great singer. Honestly, his dancing, we talk about it being the worst in BTS, but he would be the best dancer in a lot of K-pop groups at this point. Like, he's put in the effort. He has worked to the point where he is great. But that isn't what he was hired for. He was hired to be a pretty face, and they expected him to play this character. You don't see him talk a lot. You don't see him smile a lot in older videos. Like, he's just in the background. And of course, later on, as he like brought forth his personality, Jin is the core of the group, especially in the variety shows. I think it's great that a song like this can even affect them, like that they even have a response to it. Jin has said this song really changed his life, and I think, yeah, his philosophy really like stems from here. But it's okay to be a loser. Don't try too hard. Don't try too hard to reach other people's expectations is really the key. Like, you can be yourself. I know it's not totally through it yet, but let's break it down. Come here, all the people with lots of fear. Come here, all the broken-hearted people. All night long with bare hands. Let's go crazy, everybody. Like, let's all get together. And so the people that he's saying, like the broken-hearted people, he's talking about the people who are kind of losers right now. Like, let's just get together and jump and party and have a good time. Like, let's just go crazy, everybody. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to work all the time. They're almost inviting in just the people who feel like misfits. They're like, hey, we can still have a good time together. Like, you don't have to be this societal expectation. You can come here and hang with us. We're all kind of misfits. We all kind of don't quite fit into the social expectations. Like, they're not what you would consider a traditional K-pop group. They're not what traditional idols would look like as a traditional group. They're not doing the kind of music, and they're like, hey, we can all be losers together. Come on in. Come join our party. We'll just burn it all down. And I know there's a little bit at the end. We'll just let it stop here, because I know you're gonna go watch the video after this. You don't need to watch it on my channel. It exists for you to watch on their channel to give them the views. So go and watch the end bit there. I'm gonna stop here. I think this song is so successful because it hits the particular formula that has worked so well for BTS. It is not really like a formula exactly. It's more of there's songs that say, hey, here's this kind of unhealthy societal expectation. Let's think about that for a hot second. Let's just consider that societal expectation and whether or not that's a really bad thing, because it kind of is. And then they say, hey, but you're okay. Come join me, because we have something in common here. We don't quite fit this thing that kind of sucks. You can be part of my party. And then they're like, but by the way, I'm gonna tear this floor apart. Like, I'm going to just absolutely kill this. It's gonna be a great song. It's gonna have the most powerful dance. You're gonna wanna get on your feet and have a party with me. Like, they're so good at doing that, where like you hit all of those elements. So you're stopping to think about it and you're like, wait, maybe I should reassess myself and my own situation. You're also thinking, just like straight up, hey, this song is good. And also you feel like warm and invited by them. You feel like you've got, you know, something in common, and that they want you at their party, that they want to include you, that you fit with them, even though you don't fit maybe where you are right now. And they've done a great job of doing that kind of again and again in different eras, hitting different targets. That sounds so manipulative when I say it like that, but it's because they've grown and changed. Like, they were teenagers, so they were talking to teenagers. They were young adults, so they were talking to young adults. They are millennials, so they've been talking to millennials. Even though it's very relatable for multiple generations, multiple people in different countries and situations and everything, like, they're speaking from their own experience, and so they're speaking to their peers. And it just turns out that your peers happen to be people from all over the world in all different walks of life. And that's really where like their strength has come from. They're like, hey, doesn't this thing kind of suck? And you're like, wait a second, I have something like that in my country, in my lifetime. Like, I've also dealt with that. And you're able to take that and just be like, your song is a banger and it's making me feel my feels and think some thoughts. And that's really like, it's good music when you can do that and want to dance at the same time. Like, that's fantastic. And I think they've done it over and over again. They've done it with a lot of different songs. Bopsay, of course, I mentioned. Disease is the English title for another one that made me certainly stop and reassess my life. NO, of course, is a classic example. No More Dream, their debut, was a classic example. So it's something that they do very, very well. And Fire is a perfect example of that. It's not subversive in the way that maybe NO actually like directly is, but it asks you to stop and reassess yourself within the grounds of society. Like, there's not a lot of lyrics in this song because it's a dance number, but what it does say, it hits you with and lets that linger. And it's very effective, and I really like it. And what do you think of Fire? And do you agree with me, or do you just like completely don't agree? Or do you have some more to add? Like, what are your takes on Butolone? I don't know if I'm saying that totally right, but that is what it sounds like. But Fire. Oh, so good. All right. I post videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Like I said before, June is going to be BTS month. If you are here for other content, I will see you again in July, but maybe you stick around because BTS also writes some really, really fantastic lyrics. And yeah, I will talk to you again very soon. Please like and subscribe if you like this kind of content, and I'll be sure to do more. And there is an entire playlist of BTS videos I have already done. There are entire playlists of other groups that I've already done, so be sure to check those out, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye!